BeelStarmon and the Three Musketeers are back with a completely new playstyle, and the best thing is that you can build this deck with just the cards from the EX7 set alone. Do you remember all the way back in BT6 when this archetype first debuted? It heavily synergizes with option cards. And that's what I really like about the new EX7 card designs, because it really follows that exact same concept. BeelStarmon now has Hurricane Screwshot for Wideboard removal, Musketeers and Chaos Triangular with Gundramon and Der Blitz are for single target deletion. After using the main effects of these option cards, the idea is to tuck them underneath your Digimon, which can later be trashed for their secondary effects. So let's first start off with the Digi card. Kapurimon helps you gain a memory. Sparrowmon is the perfect rookie to combo with it in the early game for draw power. Speaking of draw and search power, there are two toy Agumons, one being red and the other one being black, which are essential to your rookie lineup. Even though there are 3 different colors across the entire deck, all of them can digivolve on top of each other thanks to the alternative digivolution requirement, as long as there's 3 Musketeers in its text. For level 4s, there are Deputymon and Tankmon. Deputymon can trash any option cards from any Digimon's digivolution sources. By trashing your own option cards, Hurricane Screwshot will gain you a memory, Chaos Triangular to gain additional DP, and Der Blitz to de-digivolve your opponent's Digimon. Once you used up all these option cards and they're in your trash, Tankmon comes in as your resupply ammo system, as it can return them back to the top of your deck, pretty much like reloading. For level 5s, there is Megadramon and Gigadramon, which both have on-play and when digivolving effects to help you add the option cards underneath the stack with different methods. Afterwards, Megadramon can delete your opponent's Digimon that has 6000 DP or less and gives piercing as its inheritable. Gigadramon can delete Tamers or Digimon that are 3 costs or less and has collision for its inherited effect. And for the moment we've all been waiting for, the 3 Musketeers, where we got Musketeers, Gundramon, and BeelStarmon Ace. Musketeers is for fast aggression to deal damage against your opponent's security, Gundramon for protection and blocker as defense, and BeelStarmon can help you counter against your opponent's attacks to use the option cards over and over again whenever she attacks. BeelStarmon can now ascend to her antibody form to remove high-level threats on your opponent's side of the board and their security at the same time when attacking to finish off games. The one and only card outside of the EX7 set that I included for my build is Matt from BT2, which is really nice to help recur resources when needed. If you're enjoying the new style of the deck profile video, make sure to let me know in the comments down below, and also don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell for more EX7 decks upcoming. So overall, I think the card pool for the deck is very solid, well put together, and you don't really need additional cards until we get further support. But there are a couple of level 7s that I can recommend you guys splashing in as well. Omnimon's Ward is great to help you trash cards from the top of the deck and go wide, and you can even play BeelStarmon Ace since it is only a 6-cost Digimon. Afterwards, you can utilize its on-play effect as well to play another option too. Zord Defeat is also a security surprise as it comes out for free, and you can digivolve it from your hand if you want to delete any Tamers. Ultimate Chaosmon can rather be a spicy one, but you can DNA with BeelStar Ace and Gundramon together to go for massive removal and massive damage in one go. And whenever this card is in threat, you have Partition to play out both cards underneath, so you can utilize their on-play effects for further removal again. Death-X is always a standard staple depending on the meta, which is always really good at countering against wide boards. Alright, basic combos and how to play the BeelStarmon and 3 Musketeers decks. The really interesting with these combos, they're trying to build up one off each other to eventually help you achieve the win condition and achieve advantages throughout the entire board. This is a stack-based building deck, which is why in the early stages you want to see your level 3s alongside with some options that you can utilize so that you can go into your level 4s and focus on the low end to help you then eventually find and digivolve and cycle through to get into your 5s and then your 6s. This is where toy Agumons are going to be really crucial to help you gather those as soon as you start off. But let's go ahead and showcase combo number 1. All you need is Sparrowmon and 1 memory to climb all the way up to a level 5. So having Sparrowmon ready to go with 1 memory is immediately you're going to push out with it. You're going to use its starter main phase effect to place any option card you want underneath. So let's just say you go for Der Blitz here, and afterwards you get to draw a card, and because of Kapurimon, you get to gain a memory. Then you can go into your level 4, which doesn't really matter because it's either going to be Deputymon or Tankmon. But let's just say you go into Deputymon in this case for 2 costs. Deputymon will give you the ability to trash one of your option cards to basically then utilize Der Blitz if you would like to, utilizing their trashing effect. If you use Der Blitz, you de-digivolve. If you use Hurricane Screwshot, you gain a memory, or if you use Chaos Triangular, you basically get 3000 DP, but you don't necessarily have to do that because it is just a optional effect. Afterwards, then you can go into either level 5, depending on what situation and what your opponent's board is like. You can go into Megadramon to remove your opponent's Digimon. If not, ideally, I like to go for Gigadramon because if they have a 3-cost Tamer, that's immediately how I would remove it. And then using Gigadramon to cycle the top of your deck, hopefully you find another option to tuck underneath and immediately just get rid of it. And the whole point of establishing a early level 5 in the battle area is that so you can immediately threaten BeelStar Ace if your opponent ever tries to attack, go into it for free and utilize some option cards and remove and control their board. However, if they're not doing so, this is exactly how we're going to follow up with combo number 2. So following up back from combo number 1, you have a level 5 established on the board and you start again at 1 memory and your opponent is not able to remove your level 5 off the board. This is where you can go into your options. Ideally, it's going to be your Gundramon or Magna-Kidmon depending on what application you want to utilize. Let's just say we're going to go for Magna-Kidmon for early game aggression. Immediately, you get to use an option card. Let's just say you use Hurricane Screwshot, delete something, and then tuck it underneath. Afterwards, Kapurimon is going to gain your memory, and as well, you get to use the end of turn to trash one of these options so that you can go ahead and go for a security +1 and attack. By trashing Chaos Triangular, which is a signature move, you get to pump it up by 3000 DP, Deputymon extra 2000 as well at the same time, and you may have collision if your opponent has anything that you can remove. Otherwise, you go straight for the security and do immediately 2 damage right there, and that's how you want to juggle it. In the other case, let's just say you go into Gundramon for protection. You get to cycle through more option cards, utilize them as well, and control the board that way and have a defense heavy Digimon right there that's a machine to protect yourself as you're going. Sometimes you don't necessarily need to go into these two. You can actually proactively go into BeelStar Ace yourself since your opponents might be playing around it, as long as you have really good removal tools for that particular moment and for that particular situation. Once again, following up from combo number 2, once you have either a BeelStar Ace or Gundramon or Magna-Kidmon on the board, and as long as your opponent has 2 or fewer security, you have the game-winning condition in your hand, and you just need a couple of option cards and 3 Musketeers alongside. Starting yourself at 1 memory, and that's all you need because this deck is very efficient at utilizing with little memory. By going into BeelStarmon X Antibody, you immediately get to use its When Digivolving effect, which is the first one to use an option card first. Let's just say you use Der Blitz and tuck it underneath. Afterwards, Der Blitz, because it's tucked underneath, Kapurimon is going to gain your memory back, effectively making BeelStarmon X Antibody a free cost. Now you want to use its secondary effect, which is also when digivolving and when attacking, not once per turn. By trashing any 2-3 Musketeer trait cards, which are any of your options, and putting them, you get to trash the top card of your opponent's security. Now afterwards, you trash 1, they have down to 1 security, you go ahead and swing with BeelStarmon X, trash another 2 to trash their last security, and you basically swing for game. In a moment when sometimes you may not have that many loaded option cards underneath, let's just say you're still 1 short, you can actually still utilize the level 6 underneath it, whether it's Gundramon or Magna-Kidmon or even BeelStarmon Ace, to trash and finishing and deal the final blow. And even if you had a BeelStar Ace with overflow to begin with, passing your opponent back to with 4 memory, it doesn't matter because you're already finishing the game with the final attack. Don't forget to get your very own copy of the Star Shooter playmat and memory marker on the AVAULT store right now. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you in the next video. It is AVAULT signing out.